I'm excited. This is gonna be top notch. We're gonna go over how to have full mastery over the mind rather than just trying to control it. This is gonna be a crazy video, guys. Off rip, this video right here is going to be the best video you will watch that has to deal with the mind, your thoughts, how to control it, all that stuff. This is gonna be the best video to watch. I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna share all the secrets. I've read plenty of books on the mind, thoughts, things from the Charisma Myth, and they talk about the mind a little bit. David Goggins' books is very good. As a Man Thinketh, Reality Transurfing, a lot of good books that I've read on the mind, on this topic, on thoughts. And today I'm going to give you all this information for free, just out here, and to help you guys, really. If you're new here, my name is Joe Pollard. I am also a firefighter EMT. I have another YouTube channel, all that stuff too, yeah. But I'm also a firefighter EMT, doing that for 3.5 years, pretty much. And I'm also in the special operations in my fire department. I'm currently trying to get on the rescue dive team, as well as I'm on the SORT team, which is pretty much for like rope rescue, high angle, low angle, aviation task force, aka what to do when there's an emergency on the airport, airplane fires, that protocol. I'm also professional and certified in vehicle extrication and heavy vehicle extrication. And so I say those things because this gives me credibility to teach to you about the mind and the thoughts, right? I mean, not to brag, I've had hundreds of house fires, and it's not cool. It's not a good thing, but it's to show that I know a thing or two about fear. I know a thing or two about your mind and about worrying and about how to have mastery over it, how to make it work for you. That's what we're going to talk about. So this will be a good video. Stick in, watch the whole video, and lastly, share this to somebody that you like. And we're going to get right into the video. So I got notes over here on the side. We're going to get right in. I'm going to quote a little bit of scripture because it's important, but this is going to be the best video for the mind. So let's get right in. First, the most important thing for you to understand right now, to have good thoughts, healthy mind. First of all, if you're a man, you have to have a mission, a goal, mission focus. If you think back on your funnest or best times in life, was when you're in your most masculine, and the worst times in your life when you're depressed, sad, anxious, was when you're in your feminine, right? If you think back on your favorite time period, your favorite weeks or months, you're probably grinding toward your goal, discipline, training every day, studying every day, trying to get to something, trying to get to this goal. And that pursuit made you happy or made you fulfilled, right? For me, when I was trying to get in the fire academy, that pursuit of, training every day, running every day, push-ups, pull-ups, just training to possibly get in, to possibly make it. That pursuit was fun. And to be locked in and just locked in on my goals, my mission, that was fun. So most guys, being in their masculine, locked in, having a goal, having a mission, and going towards something, that's when you're going to be your most fulfilled, most happiest, and have actual purpose. So by definition, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have a mission in mind, you will get depressed, you will get sad, you will get lost. Because by definition, you're lost. You don't know where you're going. You don't have a point to where you're going to go to. So as a man, it's imperative to have a mission, have a goal, and be going toward it. And everything you should be doing should align to get to that goal, to get to that end point, to whatever. Right now, I'm trying to be on our rescue dive team for my department, and it's hard. You've got to be a really good swimmer. You got to be like a Navy SEAL. Like, it's hard. It's hard. But with that being said, I'm swimming every other day, breath holds, water confidence. I'm doing everything I can to get to that goal. And that pursuit makes me happy. That pursuit of that, if I do everything and I really try, I'll get there and I'll make it. That's the point. As a man, it's imperative to have a goal, have a mission. So that's first thing off rip. Before you do any of this mental stuff, the thoughts, you have to have a goal in mind and a specific, clear goal, right? And then once you get to that goal, make another one, and then make another one. But you have to have a goal. You have to have a mission. That's very, very important, to have a mission, have a goal of something you're striving to be like, or be too. So now we're going to get in. First point of this video, you are not your thoughts. You might have heard this before. You might have heard it or thought about it, but I'm really going to break it down. You are not your thoughts. I'll explain. I'll show you. I'll demonstrate it. If you've ever meditated before, you know what I'm talking about. But let's just say you've not. Real quick, I'm going to try exercise with you, and I want you to try this right now. In a second, I want you to close your eyes, and for a minute straight, I want you to just think on your breathing. So I want you to sit here. You can do it with me right now. We're going to do it together. We're going to sit here, close both our eyes. I want you to just focus on your breathing. In, out. And your thoughts should only be about your breathing. Focus on your breathing. Into your mind. You shouldn't be thinking of anything. Just focus on your breathing. If you're doing this, you should have realized by now that you had a thought to think about something else. You had a thought, why this work? Why am I doing this? You had a thought of, oh, I should do this, or I haven't that. You would have had a thought of bring yourself off that, thinking of something else, having an idea that you'll have thoughts that are going to bring you off your breathing. Especially if you do this for like an actual minute straight. You can try this in a second if you want. You can pause the video and truly try to just sit and just focus on your breathing. Don't think of anything else. Do not think of anything else, but just focus on your breathing. You'll find, you say you have random thoughts. Random thoughts of I got to get up, I got to go pee, I want to eat something, I want to play this game. Random thoughts. And the point is, people don't understand this. Those random thoughts are not you. That's not you. Those thoughts are not coming from you, right? Your thoughts are when you are genuinely thinking in your mind and you're talking to yourself in your mind. Those are your thoughts, right? If I'm telling myself, okay, what's 2 + 2, this and that. Oh, I have to go to the store tomorrow. That's me. Anything else, the random ideas coming from the, man, I wonder when this game's going to come out. Man, I really got to pee. Bro, what's this game? These random thoughts, that's not you. That's a very important distinction to understand. And for you to like actually observe this now. Actually, like whenever you're doing stuff, thinking, just watch your thoughts. You'll be surprised. The intrusive thoughts, the random thoughts, all that stuff, it's not you. It's not coming from you. Those aren't your thoughts. Those aren't your ideas. It's important to understand. The reason why this is important is because now that you're aware of it, you can already start to fix it and start to see it for yourself that you're not your thoughts, right? If I were to tell you right now, okay, you're watching the video, I want you right now to observe your breathing. No, don't slow down. Don't slow down. Just observe it. Just breathe like you were like 10 minutes ago. Just breathe like you were a few seconds ago and just observe it. Don't change your breathing, but just observe your breathing. You realize that once I make you aware of your own breathing, you change your breathing instantly, and you can't bring it back to what it was a minute ago when you weren't thinking of it at all. That's the point, that if I can just bring your awareness to it, that'll help you to be aware of it and to change it. Just like with the observe your breathing idea. Once you observe your breathing, you automatically change your breathing and you can't go back. So that's the first thing, that your thoughts that you think of that come in your mind randomly, whether they be good, bad, or ugly, most of them are not you. Like 90% of your thoughts are not you. The only thoughts that are you are when you're actually thinking of things in your mind and talking to yourself in your mind. That's you. Yes, that's you. But everything else of the randomness, bring you off topic, bad stuff, all that stuff, that's not you. That's something else that we're actually going to get to in a second. That's something else. It's very important for you to understand. 1 second. So, now that we've talked about that, positivity is very important. That you'll see that you've heard everyone talk about that, but it's very important. Because we just discussed that your thoughts, that's not you. Most of your thoughts are not you. So positivity is very important. The Bible talks a ton about, actually, I think in James, I'm going to quote some scripture, but you can look it up. It'll be there. Pretty sure either in James or somewhere in the New Testament it talks about that you should always think of good things, good thoughts, good outcomes. It talks about that. You can look that up. It talks about you should always think of good thoughts. Funny enough, and it's right, that bad emotions, bad thoughts, bad outcomes, thinking of bad things or negative emotions don't serve you. That's actually a really important thing I read in a lot of these books and that I found personal firsthand experience. Negative thoughts do not serve you. Negative emotions do not serve you. They do not. That's the thing with reaping and sowing. You hear a lot in the Bible. It talks about reaping and sowing. It talks about, a tree of this kind will bring forth its own fruits. That an apple tree is only going to bring forth apple fruits. And that an apple seed is only going to bring forth an apple tree. So therefore, your negative thoughts and negative things you think of will not bring forth positive things. It's not. And by default, by reciprocal, positive thoughts are not going to bring forth negative things. Your mood right now is a perfect example. If I sit here and I think of negative, this bad, I hate this guy, I don't like this guy's annoying, I want to beat him up, I don't want to do. If I think of negative, harsh things, what will my mood become? My mood will manifest into a negative, annoyed mood, by definition. And if I take the positive, if I'm thinking laughing, funny stuff, laughing, joyful, awesome things, my mood's not going to be depressed. My mood's not going to be sorrowful or angry. It'll be positive. So just a lot of things in the Bible, they're principles. The principles that life revolves around, and reaping and sowing is a very big principle. Just like that. What I reap, negative thoughts, I will manifest and get negative things. That's your mood. Negative thoughts will make a negative mood. Angry thoughts will make me become angry. Me have an angry mood where I want to fight you. Versus positive thoughts, positive things will make me have a positive mood and it'll make me do positive, good things. So that's the thing. Negative emotions and negative thoughts will never bring forth positive thoughts and positive emotions or positive things. Right? And vice versa. Positive thoughts, positive thinking will not make a negative outcome. That's a very important thing to understand. Just like the mood, that what comes up here will manifest and actually appear in reality. That's something reality transurfing talks about a ton, is that, what you think in your mind will actually manifest in reality, just like I told you. Perfect example, right? I'm a firefighter, right? And I've been to hundreds of house fires. And it's not bragging, but it's just, I was at a busy station for a long time. And if I'm on the way to the fire, and it's, tack one, we're getting there, we're rolling up, dispatch goes in and says, man, respond on tack one, engine 14, engine 15, engine 16, to a one-story house fire with 2 victims trapped inside. Caller stated that, blah, 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 respond on tack one. And we get the tones, we're going in, rushing in, right? We're driving to the house fire. If on the way, I'm thinking of, oh my goodness, I'm scared. Oh man, I don't know. They're trapped. Oh, we got 2 victims trapped in there. I don't know if I get them out. Oh man, and they're, it's gonna be hard, and I'm not going to see. And if I think that and start to ruminate on that, how will my performance be when I get there? My performance will be negative, because we just talked about that negative thoughts will only bring forth something negative. If I'm worrying, stressed out, oh my goodness, this is going to be hard. I might die. If I keep doing that in my mind, when I get there and I get out and I go to work and I start using actions, I will perform negatively. I will perform poorly. Now, vice versa, the reciprocal, if I'm thinking, how we're trained to think, okay, what's the game plan? Not, I'm scared, I don't know what to do, I'm stressed. No, I'll talk about it later, but fear is not a good thing. The Bible talks, quote me on this, I think there's 365 times the Bible says, do not fear. So literally, funny enough, one for each day of the year talks about do not fear, do not fear, do not fear, do not fear. Fear is not a good thing. The Bible clearly states that. Some guys think, oh, it's a good thing. It helps you to be aware and be whatever. That's wrong. That's wrong. Fear is not a good thing. Perfect example, me fighting fire. rather than being scared of me. Oh man, because yet again, we just talked about what I reap, I'll sow, that negative things will only bring forth negative things. If I'm fearful up here, my actions will not be where they need to be. It will not be as fast and as efficient as I need to be versus how we're trained to do and operate. Rather than I'm scared, I'm thinking, okay, game plan. What's the game plan? We're going to pull up. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to go out. I'm going to pull the hose line. I'm going to go in. I'm going to do a left-hand search pattern. I'm going to go in. I'm thinking of the plan. I'm not letting fear and all this stuff happen. I'm planning. I'm thinking of the game plan so that when I get there, I can perform. Because as our job, it's very performative based. I'm doing the rescue diver stuff. Like I said, it's hard. It's like some Navy SEAL, like the tests. We got to do 500-meter swim, timed, fin swim, timed, things like 800 meters or 1,000 meters, timed, tread water for 15 minutes, timed. Then at the end of that 15 minutes, tread water without your hands in the air for 2 minutes straight. Like, it's hard. But the point is that when someone's drowning or someone needs our help, drowning, car goes in the water, whatever, I need to be able to perform. I need to be able to perform and go. I don't need to be, I'm scared. The water's hard. That's why we do all this water training. this water confidence is to have no fear over the water, where we're comfortable and relaxed in the water. This is a perfect example. I was doing some water confidence stuff the other day, and because everyone says fear is a good thing. Fear helps you to be whatever they say. It's cope. It's BS. You can look it up online. Water confidence. All it is like doing weird drills in the military in the water to get you comfortable, to not be afraid of the water, to get you relaxed in the water. Whether bobbing up and down in the water. One drill I was doing, and this I'll tell you why. One drill they have us do. You'll throw the goggles in the pool. It'll be a deep pool, right? Like 10, 15 feet. You have to jump in, retrieve the goggles with your mouth. Then go up, then bounce up to the surface, and then start bobbing up and down to breathe with the goggles in your mouth. First time doing this, you do panic. It's just I did panic a little bit. It's just that's how it works. But that's a good point. That when I start to panic, fear starts to enter, and I'm fearful. And when I have that, I perform worse. That's a very big thing. You don't want to fear. I perform worse. Now I'm like, oh man, it's hard. It's hard to breathe with the. And the whole reason the goggles in your mouth is so that it's harder to breathe when you take that split second of air to go back down. It's harder to breathe, and that overrides your system to where you're being fearful. Now you're being scared. You're like, oh, it's hard to breathe. It's hard to breathe. When you're first doing that, you start to be fearful and scared, which makes you want to quit, which makes you give up and all that stuff, right? But now how I am when I do that, I'm not scared. I'm focused. Now I'm thinking of the game plan. So just going back to the fire now, even in the water, whatever, I need to be thinking of a game plan and action. I need to be doing that game plan, not giving time for there to be fear or doubt or stress or any negative emotions. Because if I ruminate on these negative emotions, then it will bring forth negative outcomes and I'll perform poorly, right? So back to going on scene, when you pull up on the house, I'm thinking of the game plan. I'm thinking of, okay, I see this here, I'm going in, and now I'm doing this. And since I'm so focused on the game plan, I don't have time to fear. I don't have time to be scared because I'm thinking of what I need to do. I'm thinking, okay, I got air. I got 300 PSI left. I got to do this. I got to do that. Okay, this door's hot. I'm thinking, so I'm not having time to be afraid. That if I was afraid, that would make my performance way worse, down the toilet. So it's a very big thing that what goes on up here will manifest out here. And that you want to always farm positive thoughts, positive things, positive thinking, positive outcomes. Please. Because now we're going to go back a little bit. Because those negative thoughts, that fear, that, oh, I might not make it. That's not you. Remember? We talked about that's not you. That's not you. So I'll talk about that in a second. But you always want to farm positive thoughts, positive emotions, and be thinking of a game plan of action. That when you have fear or doubts or anxiety, you want to have a game plan and be focused on action. That's a very big thing that I've learned as well in these books. You got to be action oriented. The only reason I can go on a house fire or get someone from drowning or go underwater or whatever and not be nervous or like scuba diving and doing all that stuff is because I'm thinking of a game plan and I'm using action to overcome the fear. That I don't have enough mind to be afraid because it's all working on what to do. Okay, I got 500 air left. Okay, I got to do this. I got to do this. I'm thinking of stuff and doing stuff to where I don't have time to be afraid. To where fear isn't even in the picture. And that, yet again, by definition, if I let fear ruminate my mind, fear, negative thoughts, then I start to panic, then I start to fail, and it's not good. Another example, I was my first scuba dive to get on the dive team and stuff, my first time scuba diving in the lake, like actual open water. I almost panicked. Oh man, it was a tough situation. I almost panicked. Long story short, and the water was cold. To make a very long story short, well, it's not that long, I'll tell you. So I already had a few pool dives at this point, and so I knew how to dive. But this is my first actual open water dive to get my open water certification before I can then do my level 2 and level 3 to actually get on the dive team. Because the way our dive's set up, you have to do level 1, which is just open water, basic scuba diving. Then after that's level 2, that's what I'm in right now. It's, your underwater navigation, deep dive, and limited visibility and night dive. So it's a lot. Level 2 dive is all that stuff. And then level 3 dive is your actual rescue diver, stress diver, all that stuff to actually get on the team. So I'm in level 2 now, but this happened when I was in level 1, basic beginnings. And we have these vests on called your BCD, and that controls your buoyancy. So when you're in the water, you want to control your buoyancy to stay neutral. And then if I want to go up, I can add some air to go up a little bit. And if I want to go down, I can let out some air. And so we're on the surface of the water. We're in the deep part of the lake. And the lake, you can see about 5 feet from you. So 5 feet of visibility in the lake. And because, I'm here in Louisiana, and we went to Texas to do this because that was the closest lake where you could kind of see. So I'm in the water, and I'm with the instructor, and we decide we're about to descend. We're about to go down. We start going down. I dump way too much air out of my BCD, the device that's around my vest. My vest, it's like a big vest. And I dump all the air out. So that makes me just drop to the bottom of the ocean, the bottom of the lake like a rock. So I'm dropping down like rapidly fast down the lake water by myself now. The dive master's still up there waiting on me. He's still at the surface, and I'm just falling down. I'm like panicking, like, oh crap! Like I'm panicking because I just slowly see him get further and further away, and I'm just dropping down to the abyss. And at that moment, I was panicking. I was like, and since you're in the water, it was cold. It was freezing cold, and it was colder than I expected it to be. So that was another thing. And then when I'm doing that, I'm falling to the bottom, and you're in the water. And so you're in cold water. Your instinctive reaction is to hold your breath. Even though I have air and I'm breathing air, your reaction is to hold your breath. And so since I was panicking, I was holding my breath, I was falling down, and it was a wreck. And then I had to use this stuff I'm going to teach you. I had to catch my bearings. I had to take a deep breath. Okay, I said, hey, relax. You got to relax, Joel. Breathe. I took that nice breath of air because I can breathe, right? Taking that deep breath of air, relax myself a little bit. Okay, now I can think, okay, what do I need to do? I drop at the bottom. Okay, I need to add air in my BCD. I need to go up a little bit. Okay, I can think now. I can go there, and now I started to perform. I was able now to perform because I was starting to breathe. I started to relax. Now I can think of a game plan and to get myself out of the situation. But the point was, when I started being fearful and panicking, that it just got worse. That I was not able to perform, and I could have drowned. But the second I was able to relax myself, calm myself, focus, and get a game plan together and start acting on that game plan, I was fine. And that everything what I was supposed to do, and I passed, and it was fun. But if I would have stayed in that fearful state, I could have drowned very well. I could have drowned. So that was the point that fear is not a good thing. Fear, panic, that's not a good thing. People say it all the time, but it's not a good thing. That the Bible tells you so many times, do not fear. Fear, yet again, we just talked about, fear will only make me perform worse, right? And in most things in life, it's performative. You need to perform good, right? If I'm talking to a girl, I don't need to be nervous, scared, stumble my words, forget what I'm supposed to say. I don't know them. the fear is going to make me perform negatively, right? Because negative emotions will make you do negative, will make you the outcome negative, because negative emotions can't make you perform positive, right? You reap what you sow. So you want to be thinking of positive, good things, even neutral stuff like, okay, what should I do? But you should not be thinking of negative thoughts, negative things that can mess you up and that will make you perform negatively. There's the whole thing about thoughts and stuff is that action is very important. That whatever you think in your mind, you should have an action to solve that, an action to do something. So, like I did when I was in my close diving accident when I was diving, and a reaction and action to do whenever you're nervous or scared or fearful or whatever is to take a deep, slow breath and to focus on your breathing. That your mood, you can change your mood, you can change your thoughts. That's what we'll get into in a second. You can change that to come out of that negative mindset into a positive mindset and then actually create a game plan. But yet again, if I'm on the fire scene and I'm thinking doom and gloom, I think I could die, I'm gonna die, they're gonna die, that's gonna make me perform negative and perform terrible. Versus in reality, I'm thinking, okay, I got this, I can do this, I'm confident in my training. I've done this before, I've done this 100 times, literally. I've done this, I've pulled people out of house fires, I've done this, I know what I'm doing, I'm ready to go. That positive thinking is gonna make me perform better. It's gonna make me perform confident. If I'm thinking confidently, I'm gonna perform confidently. And that's gonna have the best success rate of saving somebody or saving a crewmate of mine, saving somebody. So that is so important. We're going to talk about mood a little bit and kind of tie it back in to the fear, mood, and how to overcome fear as well, because it's kind of the point. But you should be getting that in this, you should already get that negative emotions and negative thoughts are not from you. They're not you. Because, you, your spirit, your soul, you, not you as in physical, but the actual spirit being inside of you, that is you. He wants to live. He wants to do well. You want to succeed. You want to do good things. You want to have an awesome life. You want to make money, be successful, whatever, right? You don't want to perform negatively. You don't want to really be angry. You don't want to be sad. You want to be happy. You want to be joyful. That's just a fact. You do. And so you should always think of positive things to bring forth that stuff, because positive thoughts serve you far better than negative thoughts do. That's why, and they've done many studies, that positive reinforcement is better, way better than negative reinforcement. The idea that if I say, I want you to work out for 30 days straight, right? And if you do it, if you work out for 30 days straight, I'll give you $1 million. That motivation is better than saying, I want you to work out for 30 days. And if you don't work out for 30 days, I'll beat you up. That positive reinforcement is better than negative reinforcement. They've done that with kids. They've done that with dogs. That for dog training, it's better to use positive reinforcement and give treats and pet the dog up. Better than using both, than using pets if he does good and a beating if he does bad. That just with positive reinforcement alone, it does better and you get better results. So that's why you need to start forming positive thinking, positive thoughts, positive outcome. What's the game plan? So your thoughts should be thinking of positivity, good things, and then what's the game plan? What's the action plan? How do I actually do this? That's super important. We're going to talk about in a second why it's so important having a game plan action. And again, the Bible talks about a ton that in the New Testament, it talks about you want to always be thinking of good things, be thinking of good thoughts, be thinking of happy times. That's why, because positive things will bring forth positive things. So why is action so important? I want you to try something. I see you. You're watching this video. Good job. I want you to try something right now. I want you to slump down. Be so sad. Be sad. Slump down like this. Frown your face. Be mad. And say, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. Like really frown. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. If you do it, you don't feel happy, right? Now, let's do the opposite. Let's sit up straight. sit up, smile, think super happy, be super happy, super confident. Yes, yes, I'm excited. And then say, I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. You're not sad. It doesn't work. The point of this was that you can change your mood via what your body does, via your actions. That's the point of this. That what your body does, what you do, can change your thoughts, can change your mood. It can influence your thoughts. That's the biggest thing. That in reality, you can't really control your thoughts like you think. Like you can't. If I tell you, don't think of an elephant, don't think of an elephant. Do not think of an elephant. Do not think of a red shirt. Do not think of a red shirt. You can't control that. Your mind just thinks it. It just does it. You can't do that. So, but the point of this, you can influence your mind and change it to make it help you. That's kind of the idea. Your mind is like a garden. And if you upkeep the garden, make it nice and pretty, add a bunch of flowers, add a bunch of things, and it's so nice and pretty, a pretty garden with flowers and trees and fruits and vegetables, then it can attract good things and attract butterflies and all these nice, beautiful things. But you can't fully control it like a grape. You can't control it fully. The point of this video is to prune the garden of your mind in a way where it benefits you, where it'll bring forth ideas. That's the thing, that ideas a lot of times come fully formed. And that's the whole point of this training, is that you think positive and good things and all this stuff, that you reshape your mind to where it serves you. So then your mind will start to cheer you up. It'll start to give you positive things and tell you, you can do this, and believe it. So that's the whole point of this, that you want to shape your mind to form and really help you. You want to make your mind serve you, because vice versa, if you think of negative, bad things, negative, anxious, scary, then your mind it can attack you and disserve you. It'll mess you up. It'll do the opposite, literally. It'll start to destroy you, quite literally. So your mind could be either used for good or bad. And the whole point of this video is to train it so that it'll bring forth good things and serve you. That's the whole thing. That you will be able to attract positive things and manifest, which is a real thing. Manifesting is a real thing. We just talked about it. If you think of positive things all the time, or you think of a funny joke, funny this, your mood will change into something positive. It will literally manifest right then. Right? So if I'm going to a house fire, we're blaring down the highway, sirens wailing, lights on. And if I'm going there, if I'm thinking, I can die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to get hurt, I'm going to get hurt, I'm going to die, I'm scared, you can best believe when I get there, something bad's going to happen. That my performance is going to suck, that I'm going to get hurt because of what I'm thinking. And vice versa. If I'm thinking confident, I've done this a million times, I can do this, I got a game plan, I'm confident in my abilities, I'm confident in my training, we're going to go and we're going to save this guy. If I'm thinking of those things, once I step off the track, I can perform and go. This all ties into your mood and how this works. That when you look at any athlete, they have a routine of doing stuff to form their mood so that they can perform better. Like if you think Michael Phelps, swimming, or Usain Bolt, track and field, when they're lining up about to race, they have a cycle where they're thinking of, I'm going to do this. They're thinking of whatever to get their body and mind in the right mood to perform. Because again, they want to win, right? So if Usain Bolt is about to run, he wants to win, right? So he's not going to be thinking of, oh, I'm slow. Oh, I'm kind of hurt today. I don't know if I can do it. Man, these guys are really fast behind me and beside me. I might not make it. Man, I had a cramp yesterday and that's going to mess me up too. He's not thinking that. He's thinking in positive, reaffirming stuff. He's thinking about what he's going to do. He's thinking of how he's going to perform. And all these things will help his performance. So that a lot of these athletes, their rituals and what they do, all that's doing is preparing their mind and preparing their mood to perform. That's the whole point of why your mood is important. of why what you do with your body, your posture, what you think, obviously, but your posture and your actions will shape your mood, and your mood shapes your thoughts. That's the thing. So that's why we did that. If you're slouching and you have a sad face and you're frowning, it's going to be very hard for you to be happy in that moment, right? But if you're sitting up, if you're always smiling, it's going to be very hard for you to be very sad. That you want to use your body to change your mood. That you can really, literally do that. That if this is something I do actually, and I'll give you a secret. So when in the morning times, when I have a big day ahead of me, I'm doing some training. Yikes. Let's go. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. If, let's say, in the morning times when I have a big day ahead of me, or I want to conquer the day, I want to do the stuff, I use the stuff. So I'll stand up, I'll puff my chest out. I'll try to shape my body in such a way of being confident, of being ready to conquer, ready to face the day, ready to face the challenges that are going to come at me, that I'll do that I'll actually like stand up, puff my chest out, and think of these things, think of what I'm going to do today, how I'm going to conquer it, what's the game plan, what I'm going to do, that I can do this, that I can really do this, that I can accomplish these things that I want to do, and that I can chase these dreams, that I'm prepping my mind, and that I'm using my body to shape my mood, so that when I go out for that day, that I'm ready to face anything the day throws at me, that I'm ready to be action oriented and take the steps needed to conquer, to be successful, to have a good day, and do whatever I'm trying to do. So you can literally use your body to change your mood. And that when you change your mood, it changes your thoughts, it changes your mind. So like literally, like I'll show you a little bit. I wasn't going to show you, but I'll show you just now. Okay. So like literally, in the morning, I'll stand up like this. And sometimes I might put on music. I'll put on like music, like motivational, inspirational stuff. And I'll stand up and I'll have my chest put out and hands, either hands on the hips, or like be like a very confident, triumphant position, very conqueror, like Alexander the Great, like be very conqueror, confident, victorious stance. That's the perfect word I'm trying to find. I'll be in like a victorious stance to then actually be like, okay, I can do this. I'm going to conquer the day. I'm going to get after it today. I'm going to do this and that. I'm going to work out. I'm going to train hard. And this is going to be a great day. I'm going to really try my best and do whatever it takes. And that I'll hype myself up is what I'm getting at. I'll hype myself up, say a lot of positive, affirming things that are going to boost my mood, things that are going to make me confident and hype myself up before the day. And so that tells your mind, okay, we're shifting gears. We can do this. We're ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll. That's what it tells your mind. That literally like primes my day. So then when I leave and start doing stuff, I'm already ready. That's what a lot of the greats did. They self-talk is a very big thing, as you can start to see this already. Self-talk is a very big thing, that your mood and what you start to say to yourself can literally shape your day. It can shape your outcome, and it'll make you perform better. That's the biggest thing. I'm really trying to show that. Your mood can make you perform better. So that if you're sad, you can literally talk to yourself, cheer yourself up, sit up, cheer yourself up. This setback is going to make me stronger. I'm going to come back even harder. That this is for a reason, and can actually change your mood and to perform better, to change your performance. That's the whole point of this. It's incredible, but your mind, your thoughts, and your body can quite literally change your mood, change your mind for the better. That's the thing. So I recommend you try that. Try, in the morning time, whenever you're going to do, before you do something, before you're about to work out, before you do something, to like literally throw on some music, throw on some like motivational, cool, inspirational music, edits, whatever, to get you hyped, to start walking around. I'm not sitting, because I'm sitting here. It's easy to get kind of bored I'm bored and sleepy and here. But if I'm up and I'm walking around, and I'm hyping myself up like this. Like this is how guys in the NBA, they hype themselves up before they go out there. You know, that this is why when you're walking, you get good thoughts. When you're walking, you get ideas. Like walking around helps your mind to be more active. That's why it's a good thing to do. And so before you start the day, before you try something, walk around, have some good music on, motivational music, and actually have a victorious stance and really think, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get after today. It's going to be a good day and I'm ready for whatever may come my day. Whatever happens, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be victorious. I'm going to actually get after it. And that I can do this, that I literally can do this. And that if this guy can do it, I can do it too. That nothing's going to stop me. Telling yourself those things will literally make you perform better. That's the whole point. And if you want to get to your goal, performance is pretty important. So if it makes you perform better, then do it. That's what all the athletes do, from the Olympic athletes to NBA to whatever martial artists. They all do this. They all have a routine to change and shape their mood in order to perform better. So I highly recommend to do that. That's the point of this. What's next? We already talked about that. Positive thoughts serve you. That's the biggest thing. That negative thoughts don't really serve you. They don't actually help you. That's why we don't really worry about them. They don't help you. It's not going to help you, right? If I fail and I tell myself I suck, this sucks, I suck, man, why am I trash? Why am I dumb? Why am I? If I tell myself that, it's not going to help me at all. Versus if I say, okay, that sucked, I know, but I got a little bit better this time. I got a little better, that, okay, I'm not good right now, but if I keep trying, I'll get better. I'm not good right now, but I actually got better this time. That this is for a reason. Maybe I'm supposed to fail like this, so I learn how to get better. Like thinking and shifting it into a positive frame is going to help you. That's the idea. It's always going to help you. Look at my notes. Okay, we're going to go with another point. It's called the higher power complex. What does that mean? So they've done studies with this, and I was reading The Charisma Myth. It's a good book. In that book, yet again, it talks about thoughts as well. It talks about charisma, but it talks about thoughts, and obviously what you think up here will shape how you will act and how you'll become and make you more charismatic. So the book is really about how to have and use positive, self-motivating self-talk to become more charismatic and to become more warm, caring person. And one of the exercises in the book is that the author, that she's, went to many companies and taught, their coworkers how to be more confident, how to be all this stuff. And one of the exercises that they teach is to always have the mindset of that, okay, whatever may happen, that you believe in a higher power that has a purpose or plan for your life. And they teach this. They actually teach this, and they're not even like religious, but they teach that you should have a higher power. First off, you should have a higher power, and that you should think, especially in the beginning of the day now, like I just told you, your routine that you could have. You should think that, okay, regardless if I win or if I lose, that it's for a reason, and that this higher purpose has a plan for my life, and that all the pressure is on him, really, that it's not on me. That, if I win, great. If I lose, okay, it wasn't meant for me. That you should make a reframe and know that your higher power has got your back. It's powerful. It's very powerful. And like I said, the book talks about this, and they're not even that religious. Now, if you are religious, this should help you even better. This should help you even more. I'm Christian. This has helped me a lot, right? To think and know that I'm a born again Christian. I have the Holy Spirit. God has my back, period. So if I know that God has my back, period, Why would I worry about anything? Like genuinely, if you believe that God, like I do, if you believe that God has a plan for your life or that he actually protects and provides for you, if you believe that, why would you be fearful? Why would you be worried? The book literally teaches that. It's funny, it's crazy, but it works. The studies show that when she would teach these clientele this and they would use this technique, they would be more confident. That's the whole point, that having this thought would make them perform better. That's the whole point of this. So, if you are a Christian, to know, okay, God obviously is our higher power. He obviously created everything, knows everything. He knows whether you'll succeed or not, and that he has your best interests at heart. So you should go into anything. You should obviously try, but obviously know, if it works, great. If it didn't work, it wasn't meant to be. When you do that and you have that frame, it takes out any fear or any doubt you should have, so that if you go and it doesn't work, you shouldn't be sad or negative. It should be, well, it wasn't meant for you. It wasn't meant to be. That it wasn't meant to happen. That's much powerful reframe. So then you're not nervous, you're not scared, you're not fearful, because you fear what you don't understand. You fear the unknown. You fear the future. But if I know God's got my back anyway, he's got my back anyway, what is there to fear? So of course you have to have a little faith. But if you do that, and if you can literally just put it on God, literally just say, God, I wanted these things. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm just going to put it on you. Help me get there. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm just put it on you and just guide me. You just put it on him and let him figure it out. That means all I have to do is just act, to perform, to do it. And that the plan, if this is going to work or not, it's all on him. That's very important. So now when you go in things, and I want to talk to this girl, that I'm not nervous, because if I go up and I stumble and fail, or she rejects me, it wasn't meant to be, that it wasn't meant to happen, that maybe this rejection was actually supposed to make me better human, teach me something, improve me in some way. Maybe this rejection is how I find the girl of my dreams, to have the positive, see how I'm changing it, I'm reframing it in something positive. And that I already put it on God, it's already on him. So now that whatever you go through, it helps the performance, because you're not fearing of the outcome. Obviously try your best, try your hardest. But if it doesn't happen, then maybe that was genuinely for your best interests. Maybe that was supposed to actually happen to help you in some way, to guard you from some way. Maybe you driving to school, driving to work, and you got caught in a big old traffic jam, and you being late. Maybe you being late prevented you from getting hit by a car and dying. That really does happen. Stuff like that really does happen. That maybe these bad outcomes, these bad things, the thing you're fearing about, you shouldn't fear about, but these bad things that you don't want to happen, maybe it does happen because that's actually better than it happened correctly. Maybe you didn't get the job because if you got the job, they all would have actually hated you and made fun of you, and it would have sucked. I mean, that really does happen. So have a higher power, Jesus Christ. Know that he has your back, that he actually cares for you, actually loves you, he has your back, and that when you try, if you do it and make it, great. You were supposed to make it. He wants you to make it. He wants you to succeed. And if it doesn't work out, and you really tried, then maybe that's protecting you from something way worse down the line, right? Maybe I want to go to a different fire station, but if I go, they all pick on me and make fun of me, right? That's the whole thing, that you don't know what that outcome will really bring. You think you want something, but you don't really know if that's the right move until you actually do it. So it's very important to reframe higher power complex, to know there's a higher power and that he has a plan for your life, so that if something doesn't go your way or if something fails, it's not a bad thing, right? You didn't get the vacation you wanted. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe because if you would have went, you would have died. Maybe you would have went on the airplane, would have crashed, and you would have got stranded on an island. Like, really, think about that. That's real. So have that shift. And they did studies on this exact complex when they did this, that all the people that actually used this, with whatever higher power they had via like Buddha or Allah or whatever, that just them having this and realizing, hey, they're going to put all their cares, cast all their cares on them. You know, the Bible talks about that, casting all your cares on him, cast all your worries on him, literally. When you do that, you feel like a little weight has come off you because like, oh, like I don't have to worry about that because he's got my back. That's literally powerful. They did hundreds of studies with this, with different gods, but that the outcome is the same, that it helps you, that it helps to get a weight off your, literally a weight off you. You feel lighter. And now you have less negative emotions, less negative thoughts, and you can perform better knowing that God has got your back. So you should try it. It works really, really well. But especially if you're a Christian, you should know that. You should literally cast your cares on him. Literally cast them on him. And know that God has got my back. And he has to do the work. He made you. He did the planning. He did the planning and preparation already. And all you have to do is just physically do it. You know, action. You just got to do some action and it'll work out. That's it. So your negative thoughts. We talked about why they're not good, but now we're going to talk about you should name them. I don't know how to explain this, but I'll try to explain it. Your negative thoughts are not you. That's the biggest thing we just talked about. Negative thoughts of like wanting to kill yourself, wanting to harm yourself. That's not you. You don't want to die, right? Your situation, you might want your situation to die. You might want your circumstance to die, but you yourself don't want to die. You want to keep living. You want to have an awesome life. You want to have awesome dreams, the girl of your dreams, successful money. Like you want good things naturally. So those negative thoughts, negative emotions, now that you see them, you can really observe them and be aware of them. You realize they're not coming from you, right? I have a name for them that in my mind, I call him Fred. Fred, in my mind, is the guy always talking about some negative stuff, always talking about some negative emotions, negative thoughts, hating on people. That him in my mind I call Fred. And you should actually name this entity because it's not you. That's the point. That when I think Fred, okay, you can stop talking, Fred. Like, okay, I got it. Right? When I address Fred, this helps me continue to understand that that's not me, right? That I don't want to kill this person. Like, I don't want to kill, no, I don't want to kill myself. Like, I don't want to do that, right? That Fred is saying that. That could be dangerous. That Fred, those negative emotions, negative thoughts, fear, all that stuff. Those are spirits, demonic powers, your flesh, those are other things. That's not you. So name it in your mind. Now, whenever he says stuff, talk to him in your mind. Like, say, like, okay, Fred, I got it. You can shut up. Like, tell him because that actually works. That actually works. Try it. Try it. It works. That you always want to farm good thoughts, good emotions, positive things. That's the point. That those negative things are not coming from you. That's not you, actually. It's not going to help you perform. It's not going to serve you in any way, shape, or form. Right? Being fearful is not going to help you perform in any way. It's not. I don't care what anybody says. It's not. The Bible talks about a ton. Do not fear. You should not fear. Fear is not going to help you in any way at all. So just think, again, if I'm trying to talk to a pretty girl, having the fear of rejection and being scary, and what if she slaps me? What if she calls me ugly? What if she doesn't like me? That fear is not going to help me in any way. That's Fred. That's Fred trying to discourage you. Don't let him discourage you. Talk to him back. And now start saying, I can do this. That I'm confident. That I've talked to other girls. That I can do this. Actually use self-talk to improve your mood. Then start to set up, okay, I can do this. I'm confident. I'm victorious. I can do this. I can really do it. Telling yourself that shapes your mood, changes your mood, and thus can actually It changes your reality. That's the point. That we as humans have the ability to create. That's something that no animal has. That we, from our mind, can have a thought, generate a thought, have an idea, and create something with that. And that your thoughts literally can cause creation. So having positive self-talk can create a positive, successful outcome. That if I'm going on scene of a fire and I'm thinking I can do this, I'm ready, I'm confident, I know my training, me farming those positive things will then lead to me pulling the guy out the fire and saving his life. So my thoughts literally created that successful outcome. But if I do the vice versa, negative thoughts, negative things, worrying, anxiety, fear, and then I get on scene, that fear and those negative things will bring forth an outcome where I will get hurt, where I will not save the person and not make it out. Literally, that's how it works. You would literally create your reality with your thoughts and with your mood. Let's see. So, talk about mood a little bit and the importance of action. Why the action is so important. Action is how you can override that negative mood, sad mood, and negative thoughts, right? I'm sad, but I sit up and say, okay, let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready. I can do this. I'm ready. The action of sitting up and speaking to myself or thinking to myself, even thinking of your thoughts, thinking of positive thoughts is an action. It's an action. That the whole point of this is you have to be action oriented. If a decent example, if I'm dive team stuff, right? If I'm trying to do a rescue underwater, I have my scuba suit on, have all my gear, my kit on, I'm underwater scuba diving, and I'm trying to rescue this diver or whatever, right? If I face a problem underwater, and let's say I'm trying to think of like a decent. Let's say I get stuck. Here we go. That's actually a good example. Let's say I'm underwater, scuba diving, and I'm at less than half a tank, right? So my tank's getting low, and I get stuck in the water, and I'm stuck, trapped underwater, and cords or wiring or netting, whatever, it trapped my leg, and I'm stuck. If I start to spiral and think negative, oh crap, I'm gonna die. Oh crap, I'm stuck. Yet again, it's negative. I don't want to do that. The correct way is the first action. Take a deep breath. What that does, that action of taking the deep breath changes your mood. Action changes your mood. So I want to come out of my head, out of my fearful state of mind, and into my body and take a deep breath to reset my mind. Taking this positive action. Now I take a deep breath and I can refocus on what I need to think about. So after that deep breath, I can think, okay, I'm stuck. What's the game plan? So I shifted from fearful, oh my goodness, I'm going to stuck. Oh my goodness, I'm going to die. Stopped. Take a deep breath. To shift, to come out of that fearful state, I use my body, my actions to change my mood. After that deep breath, now positive. Now, if you're positive, what's the game plan? So whenever you're fearful, anxious, worried, whatever, use action. First step, easily, one of the easiest ones is to just take a deep breath and to really focus on that breath and take a deep breath as you can. And to really close your eyes to get all your focus on that breath. Once you've taken a deep breath in, deep breath out, you're able to reframe and to come out of that negative and out into a more action-oriented, positive state of mind. Now, I can think either positively or what's the game plan? Action. So if I'm underwater, now I'm thinking, okay, take a deep breath. Okay, good. I'm stuck. What do I need to do to get out? Okay, I need to cut. I need to look at my air. Okay, now I can perform correctly because I've quieted down the negative, fearful side, and now I can think of the game plan and start acting out the game plan. And by acting out the game plan from that action I took, now I can perform. And since I'm thinking of action and performing now, I don't have time to be fearful because I'm doing something. That's the idea that now that I'm thinking of, okay, I gotta get this, okay, let's see this cut. Now I'm cutting out of it. The action of me doing it and me cutting now my mind is completely caught up of the action, the game plan, what to do next. I don't have time to be afraid. That's the point. Let's say I'm doing something and it doesn't go my way. Let's say, I don't even know, I can think of an example, but whatever, I'm doing something and I fail. It doesn't work. And let's say I start to get upset of that. I start to get upset and mad, you know. For example, when my YouTube channel got banned a while ago, a few months ago, I got banned. And of course, I had all these negative emotions. It sucked. I did exactly that. Okay, I had these negative emotions. I was starting to do a negative spiral, right? Because that's the thing. You have these depressive thoughts, sad thoughts, whatever thoughts, you can have a negative spiral. Well, the reciprocal is also true. Through through positive thinking, self-talk, motivation, you can have a positive spiral. So when that happened, I was very upset. But then I got a hold of myself, took a very deep, a couple breaths, really focusing on my breathing, right? I'm trying to shut out all the negative and really use action to come out of my mood, out of that negative mood, and to bring in a positive, more action-oriented mood. After those breaths, then I thought, okay, what's next? What's the game plan? Because if I just stay on the negative, it's only going to bring forth negative. Now, though, I've taken the deep breaths. I've kind of recentered myself. Now I can think, what's the game plan? Because the only way that I can fix that bad outcome is with some sort of action. So, okay, my YouTube channel got banned. Let's say it got hacked and deleted. Bam. The only way I can solve that is by action, is by, talking to YouTube and asking them, hey, why did it get deleted? Sending an appeal, starting over. The only way to change any of this is action. That if you're in a negative state, fearful, whatever, the only way to change that is with some sort of action. And that, one, the breathing to kind of recenter is an action, but also your thoughts, having those positive thoughts, self-affirming thoughts is an action. And so after those deep breaths, then I thought, okay, what's the game plan? What can I do? How can I fix this? Okay, bam. I can send an appeal off to YouTube and ask what happened. I can check the community guidelines and I can start posting on this other platform. I can start over, right? And it might suck, but those are my options in that predicament. That's all I can do. That's the point. That action is by far the most important thing to get out of that negative whatever. If I was stuck, if I'm in firefighting and I'm trapped somewhere, I need to relax. I need to calm down with the breathing, using my body, action. Once I take those few deep breaths, now I reframe and think, okay, what can I do? What's the game plan? And I start thinking of how to get out. What do I need to do? What circumstance am I in? And now I create an action plan to get out of this predicament. What can I do? How do I do it? And start thinking of that. But if I let those negative emotions, negative thoughts spiral out of control, then I'll be toast. I'll be dead, literally. That's the biggest thing when you panic, especially when any military stuff, firefighter stuff, when you're doing these high stress scenarios, you're in these real life situations, these dangerous situations. When you panic, you die. That's real. So a lot of the training in this stuff is teaching yourself how to relax, how to calm down, take those deep breaths, to focus on the outcome. What do I need to do to get there? That's the idea, to use focus. I'm using my focus as a good thing rather than focusing on the negative, bad stuff. Oh, I could die. I take a deep breath and I focus on, okay, what's the game plan? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Action plan. from that, I can actually perform and get out safely and live. I mean, so every situation I've ever been in that's scary or that's dangerous, in a house fire, whatever, I've used these steps. You can use them to talking to girls, to being nervous, to whatever. It's the same idea. Use your mood, using action to start going in the right direction, and to reframe. That's very important, to reframe from those negative emotions into a action game plan that's positive. With this, with all the stuff about mindset, motivation, and positive thinking, sleep is very important. Sleep is so important. If you notice, whenever and this is something I've noticed recently, whenever I get bad sleep, I don't get the full 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep, that it's easier to be upset. You're upset more. You're upset easier. You have more negative thoughts. So you need to start sleeping 8 hours at the very least a night. You need to realize, I sleep like, when I'm off, I sleep like around 10 hours, 10. I'm trying to rest and recover. I'm sore, been swimming a lot. So I'm trying to recover my body and my mind. But if you notice, whenever you get like a couple hours of sleep, whatever, a lot of times Fred, those negative thoughts, negative emotions, it's very easy for him to start talking a lot and start changing your mind and being upset easier, being negative more. It's much easier. But the more sleep you get, when you get correct hours of sleep like you're supposed to get, it's easier for you to be in a more positive, action-oriented game plan and less negative. I mean, you still be negative, but the less sleep you get, the harder it will be to have this positive way of thinking. And the more these negative emotions will start talking, the harder it will be, right? So the less sleep you get, the harder it will be to have these good things, these good thoughts, and this game plan. And you'll really find that you'll be more upset, more negative, more irritated. So make sure, get your sleep. That's something I notice every time that I don't really get good sleep. I'm more negative. It's harder to be positive. You just get in that negative spiral, and you don't want to do that. That's like the whole point of this video. But if you do these steps, you will really change your life. It'll change your life literally. Like I said, all this helps performance, but it really does manifest things in your life. If you start thinking this, positive thoughts, positive emotions only bring forth positive, right? So to kind of recap, a lot was said in this video, obviously, but obviously you can control your mood from the actions you take in your body and what you think up here. That you can't fully control your mind, but you can influence it to make it help you. That when you start doing this stuff, you'll start getting good ideas, positive ideas, good thoughts. You'll start hyping yourself up, all these good things. That your mind can work for you or can work against you. It's either or. It's not both. It's either or. Either your mind's going to help you or your mind's not going to help you. So this whole video is designed to learn how to make your mind help you, how to make your mind an asset. And that's the whole point of this, that you should be action oriented. What to do? What are your steps? What are you actually going to do to fix this? Right? Positive thinking, self-affirming, to really fight off negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative ideas, to fight it off, to know that that's not you, that you're not your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. And that you can use your body, you can use your mindset to shift your mind, to shift your emotions, to shift your mood. And that your mood will set up your performance, right? It's like if in the early morning, when you get up, before you do something, you can start to hype yourself up, motivate yourself, walk around, have a successful or victorious stance, and to reprogram your mind to think this. And then what it does, now your mind realizes, oh wait, like we're on the same team. I want to help this guy. I mean, but so many people, they have this depressive mindsets, this sad mindset, these negative emotions, all this stuff, and it actually hurts them. Like your mind it can be an asset or a liability. That's it. It can only either help you or harm you. And your mind doesn't know the answer. Your mind will do whatever you think. Your mind wants to help you, but if you don't do these things, it won't. If you don't do these things, you will have these downward spirals and panic and negative emotions and panic and fear. Your mind doesn't know. So that is it for this video. Real quick, if you want to learn more of this stuff, like more self-improvement and whatnot, I have a free self-improvement course in the description of this video. So click down below, click the title or something, and you'll find a link to my free self-improvement guide where I go over a lot of this type of stuff for the mindset, attraction, fitness, all this stuff, money, all that stuff. It's all in there. Also, I have another YouTube channel, Joel Pollard JKD for martial arts. So if you're interested in learning martial arts, go check that channel out. And in the description as well, I have a course to my martial art course as well. If you want to learn martial arts, you can learn that too for $10, easy. And lastly, check out my Instagram at Joel Pollard JKD. And that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. I will see you in the next video. Peace.